are so many Trekkies right now. So envious of Riaz and I as George Takei is on the BT couch. Welcome.
Welcome.
Good to be here. Thank you very much.
So let's dispel this pronunciation myth right now, because I've had so many people on text, on Twitter, it's Takei. No, it's not.
You're right. It's Takei. The vowels are given the Mediterranean pronunciation, like in Spanish or in Italian, Takei. But people want to give the EI the Germanic pronunciation, Takei. And I don't object to that mispronunciation either.
Because I've done it.
Oh, you have?
I have back in the day.
Oh,
People,
you have?
I have.
Well,
I
that's
learned.
understandable. You know, the EI is given like the Einstein pronunciation, but there is a Japanese word that's pronounced Takei, spelled with an A, T-A-K-A-I, and that translates into English as expensive.
Oh.
And Gene Roddenberry, the producer of Star Trek, was, when we first met, called me Takei, and I told him what it meant. Expensive. And he said, oh my goodness, a producer doesn't like to call an actor expensive. You're definitely Takei. And I told him, Takei doesn't mean cheap either.
Right. You had it covered on both angles.
You know, you're speaking tonight in Vancouver, and one of the things we were asking you during the break is, you know, a lot of Trekkies out there, they love what you did, they love the franchise. The #1 most asked question you get from your fans is?
What's your favorite episode from the TV series, which you asked me?
Right in the commercial break, be ready.
And
I want to know.
the movie series.
Okay.
From the TV series, it's Naked Time, where I whip my shirt off, get
Yes.
my fencing foil, and terrorize the good people of the Starship Enterprise. And from the movie series, of course, the best series best episode, best movie of them all, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, where we have a big starship, brand new, much bigger than the Enterprise, and a new captain, Captain Sulu, in the big captain's seat.
Was it the Excelsior?
Excelsior.
It was the Excelsior.
You know your Star Trek.
Because we almost got a full movie from the Excelsior if it was up to fan motivation, right? It was supposed to be
you mean
series.
a TV series? Yeah. Yes.
I thought that was going to happen.
A tidal wave of letters and emails came into Paramount, but they're tone deaf there, the executives. They missed out on that opportunity.
But the 50th anniversary is coming up.
2 more years.
2 more years. Have you gotten the call yet?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Maybe they'll reach out to you on social media, because I know you love your social media. 8 million likes, 1.4 million Twitter follows. The art of storytelling has changed, but what is it that has allowed you to keep and engage your fan base?
Well, by trial and error, I found that humor, the funnies, are what does it. And the most successful one is Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat is who I owe my social media success to.
But you're also fearless when it comes to tackling some pretty, not taboo topics, but tough topics. Because people say, you know, you're going to want to stay away from topics of terrorism or topics of sexual orientation or religion. But you put yourself in those situations, and with such authenticity, the difference between detainment and internment.
Right.
Tell that story for those who don't know.
Well, as a child, we were incarcerated, Japanese Americans and Japanese Canadians, simply because we happened to look like the people that bombed Pearl Harbor. We were put into these barbed wire prison camps. Simply because, I mean, my family was American citizens. I have a Canadian branch to my family. My aunt, my mother's younger sister, married a Canadian. They're Canadians. And yet, because of our ancestral lineage,
yes,
we were put into these barbed wire prison camps because the nation was swept up in war hysteria, totally irrational. When 9/11 happened, we Japanese Americans and Japanese Canadians immediately sensed what might happen with Arab Americans who've been resident in our countries for a long, long time. And so I happen to be the chairman of the board of the Japanese American National Museum, and we immediately organized a candlelight ceremony in our plaza, inviting elders, the leaders of the Arab American community and older Japanese Americans who went through the internment experience, and they both spoke. And that candlelight ceremony turned out to be a candlelight march because our city hall happens to be 3 blocks away. And we got a lot of media coverage to let the people know that what happened to Japanese Americans and Japanese Canadians must not happen after 9/11. But on a smaller scale, it did happen. People were detained because they looked like the terrorists.
And Allegiance, the Broadway production, is a big part of your story. How is that? I mean, you get to this point where you have a story to be authentic without jeopardizing the integrity of the glitz and glam of having a production, but still being true to what was experienced.
Well, you know, I've gone on speaking engagements to university, corporate gatherings, etc. We founded a museum, but the most powerful way to tell that story is reaching them here as well as here. And the power of music and the power of drama is the best way to do that. And so we developed a musical, and we opened in San Diego first. We were a sellout success. We broke the 77-year record of the Old Globe Theater and won the Best Musical award from the San Diego Critics Circle. And next year, 2015, is the year of Allegiance on Broadway. Plan the trip to New York.
Congratulations.
Top it off with a night with Allegiance.
Wow.
Huge honor. So you're going to be the Queen Elizabeth Theater tonight, 8 p.m. Great dialogue, half presentation, half Q&A for the fans, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the BT Couch. All right, still working on it.
Do it.
Dawn, can you do it? I got to get the masking tape. Some actress had a masking tape, you said on the show.
That's right,
Not
the
these
Vulcan
two.
Priestess.
A Vulcan priestess. in
And you
disguise.
are just like a Vulcan priestess.
I need
over
that
to you.
clip on a loop, please. George Takei
that
on the
on.
Live long and
BT.
prosper.
Live long and prosper. Thank you for being a guest here. Come back anytime.